What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode 10 of Two Guys Rambling. Javi. We made it to 10 episodes, dude.
It's crazy.
You believe that? When me and Javi decided that we wanted to do this, it literally took us, maybe a couple of weeks, and then we just jumped into it.
Yeah, you got to.
We just said,
not even feet first, we just head
no,
first.
we just dove in. We just dove straight in and took care of everything. And now we've got a full system in, and us having a full system in, you can see we have a couple of goodies all on the table right now that we're super excited about. We had an episode on the intro into cigars where we kind of touched base, and I guess we dipped our toes into that one a little bit. We really didn't deep dive into how to pick cigars and talk about cigars and how to smoke them, how to cut them, how to light them, and then how to store them. We didn't talk about a lot of that. Exactly. We touched a little bit, but we didn't go into it completely.
No, not at all.
And so this episode, we're really going to dive deep. We're really going to dive deep into that and really start talking about a lot more. And don't look over here. Let me look over here.
We'll talk about that.
A little surprise. A little surprise.
Yeah, I got
one of my favorite ways.
2 travel cases over here.
Man.
We'll get into those later.
We're going to have all kinds of goodies to show you folks today.
So if you're an audio listener, we're sorry.
Yeah. If you're an audio listener, this should be your push to go over to YouTube and check us out on the YouTube channel. But with that, before we get into it, please like, comment, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Share it with your friends, new and upcoming cigar smokers who are looking into getting into cigars. Me and Javi have spent probably the last 5 years, 5 or 6 years, really deep diving into cigars and reading and studying and trying different methods out of storing cigars and even sacrificing some cigars like you have to see how it is about burping your humidors, which we'll get into later. And we'll go into that kind of stuff, and then talk a little bit about different, I don't know if we're going to get into different sizes of cigars today, right?
Nah, probably not.
Maybe not.
I feel like that'll take a
it'd
while.
probably take too long, and we're really I really like that we stay around the hour 40 mark, stuff like that. I feel like that's really good. But other than that, of course, we have Sean behind the screen taking care of all of the recording and the light setup and all that good stuff. So of course we've got Sean back there. But like I said, please like, comment, subscribe, share. Share it on all your platforms as well too. The more we get out there, the more we can do. We want to get to a point where we start doing some sort of giveaway, where some of the goodies maybe you see or some of the cigars you see, stuff like that, we're able to give those back out to you guys, because that's really our end goal. In a sense, we want to get to that place where we can start, one, giving back to our community, and 2, start giving back to you guys, our followers, and our listeners. So please like, comment, subscribe. There's probably going to be ad break right about.
And we're back.
And we're back. And we're back from the ad break. Just like that. All right, Javi. So we our tradition is to cut and light, right? So we start every single episode, but we're doing a little bit different today, right? Yep.
We're going to show people our different methods.
Yeah.
And we're kind of going to explain it and how we do it and what we prefer.
Cool. Sean, while we're getting all of our cigars and lighters in real quick, you want to talk about our cigars that we're smoking today?
Yeah, no problem. So Matt is going to be smoking the Room 101 Death Bucket 2 today. It is a Nicaraguan full body made by Matt Booth. It's pretty brief. And Javi is going to be smoking the Don Carlos Aniversario.
Yeah, Aniversario,
which is a Dominican full body. And that's about it. Both of your cigars.
So I'm going to be doing a V cut. Matt's probably going to do a regular guillotine cut, or as people call it, a straight cut.
Yeah, because I'm terrified of using.
Yeah, there's some people like I've run into who, a lot of people like to talk shit on V cuts, like, oh, it's training wheels for guillotine cut. Like,
oh, really?
You can't. Because you can't cut too much off. You know what I mean? Because always remember, you can always subtract, but you can never add.
Yep. You can always... and so what he means by that, right, is that you want to start off by cutting a little bit of the cap of the cigar, which we'll talk about here in a second. You want to take off a bit of the cap. You don't want to cut it down. You don't want to be the queen from Alice in Wonderland, off with its head.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to do that.
And decapitated.
Yeah, exactly. Because then you get problems of it unraveling and doing all that stuff. And there are ways to fix unraveling.
Yeah.
But the part of the reason why we like smoking cigars is simplicity.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Simplicity, light, cut, and smoke. And so as we're looking at the cigar, Sean, you tell me if we can see this pretty well. Can we see this pretty well on the camera back there? Showing it off. Can you see it pretty well? Yeah, decent enough. No, does it look far away or? Well, I'll try to zoom in on a little bit of it, but if I'm not, you don't really have to see too many details inside of the cigar. But here you'll see that there are rings around it.
Yeah.
That's the cap of the cigar.
It's like really noticeable when you look at them.
So this is the cap or the head, the shoulder of the cigar, and then of course the actual full cigar, right? And so we try to make sure that we don't cut into the shoulder of the cigar. We try to stay on the head or on the cap of the cigar.
Because you do that, like Matt said, you're screwed.
Yeah. And you lose the enjoyment of it, and it's just not as good.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not as good because you're there fighting the cigar the whole time, and we forget that cutting the cigar also goes into how the burn of the cigar is going to go.
Yep, and
right?
how the draw is and all
exactly
of that.
Right. If I'm cutting it opposite and sideways and it's all jacked up, I might start getting the canoeing problems. And, the ash might not hold on as well because I'm not smoking it as well, and stuff like that. So, let's get into cutting the cigar. Javi, show us how to cut a V-cut.
V-cut, very simple. It's in the name, V-cut. That's why you're doing it. Some people like it because I'll show you when I cut it. It's very simple. Yeah, I'm showing the camera for our audio only listeners. You literally just back the cigar like this one. It kind of like makes it foolproof. Mm. Like there's a ring you cannot.
Yeah, for people who
pass.
are listening, there is. You can't put the cigar all the way through it the way you can some of the cutters.
But you want to make sure you're straight with it because if you do it at angles, you're gonna fuck up your cigar. So I'm gonna cut it really quick and then I'll show.
Been there, done that. A lot of people say too that you get a better draw with the V cuts as well too. I don't know. Just because I generally
some
don't,
people are like, it allows for the smoke to roll off the top of your mouth. And I'm just like,
I don't know about all that mess.
I mean, with the V-cuts, that's what it's going to look like.
Yeah,
literally
like
a V-cut.
wedge, yep.
Some guys like to make a cross or like to make an X or whatever. But like a literal wedge of tobacco will come out. But it won't, since taking it from the center of the cap, it won't mess up like the cigar.
Yeah.
And then you want to go ahead with your guillotine?
Yeah, and this is the guillotine, right? So, of course, mine's got this little button here. It's my favorite cutter.
Cigar.
My favorite cutter. Mine doesn't have that brace, right? So I can put my cigar as far as I want to go. And that's what we want to be careful of, right? That's what we want to be cautious of, when we're smoking or when we're getting ready to smoke our cigars when we're cutting it. So I'm going to, of course, look for my cap. I act like I'm circumcising a gnat, and I look really, really close because I'm terrified of ruining my cigar. So let's put that here. And one swift motion, right? And
don't baby it.
Yeah, don't baby it. Go get through it. Get over and done with. So I don't know if you guys can see that. That's really small. But that's just the cap that I've completely taken off the top. And so now I've got a perfect little, and I even like to test my draw a little bit.
Yeah, make sure your draw is good.
Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ, Matt Booth. Matt Booth, you beautiful man.
Like, you'll get the perfect amount of resistance. You don't want too much, and you don't want too little.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. I feel that kind of goes into a preference, too, because I love a good draw. Like 100%. A really good draw, you know what I mean?
But I hate when it's like you're sucking through a straw filled with, like a milkshake straw or something.
It's just not enough, you know what I mean? And that's really what sucks.
And then the cutters Matt and I recommend are like Cigar. For V cutters, Colibri's honestly probably the one.
I think I've used it on here. My white one is a Colibri as well too, and I've always liked it too.
Right here.
That one's also a Colibri. That was my first cutter that I really, really bought. And I've always liked that one too. I've never had a problem with that one.
Yeah, like some V cutters are not deep enough. Like Cigar has that issue, or when you V cut it with the Cigar, it doesn't go deep enough, in my opinion.
Interesting.
But
doesn't go deep enough.
Yep,
that's what she said. And that's what she said. I could not pass that up. I was.
Now we're gonna get into lighting.
Yeah, lighting. We got to talk about lighting the cigar because that's. I don't want to say that's just as important or not as important because they're all important. It's like a good soup. So. It's like a good soup, you know? You have to have everything kind of culminate together.
Yeah.
So that way everything tastes good. Everything tastes good and right.
Like, I mean, you could fuck up a light. Like,
Yeah, you can fuck up a light.
Like easy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of schools of thought with it. Like some guys are like, oh, you have to toast it and slowly draw your way in, but don't get your torch too close because then you're going to scorch the tobacco and it's not going to be as good. Other guys are like, I'm just going to stick it in my mouth, hit it with the torch and rotate. Like it's all kind of like.
And some guys do both.
Yeah, exactly.
Some guys toast and then put it in their mouth and rotate.
So it's all personal I mean, I will say it all. It's basically personal preference. Whatever you want.
For sure. I think as long as you keep those two things kind of consistent, either one of those, right? You'll have a good light. And
what you'll see most guys do though is they toast. Toast it first. And what we mean by toast is let the flame touch it from like what Matt's doing. Let the flame lightly touch it before you go in and start actually lighting it. Because that's what the guys from Davidoff of London talk about. The Salhakians? I think I'm saying their name right.
Salhakians.
But those guys are like absolute pros. Like they light it with the matches and everything. And they always make it look so beautiful.
Yeah, so elegant, right?
Yep. So Matt's doing a soft flame. And soft flames, honestly, pretty damn solid. I really enjoy soft flames. But it's hard to get a good one, you know?
Yeah, this is a Cigar. And they used to run you like $70. I'm not sure how much they run you now, but, I really like this one. I just feel with the soft flame, it kind of like hugs around the cigar in a sense, right?
And I feel like you get a better burn with the soft flame.
I feel like you get a better burn. I do.
And then right now I'm using it's kind of like a small tabletop, Cigar torch. I'm going to toast mine first and then I'm going to actually do exactly what Matt and I talked about, where I'm going to put it in my mouth and then hit it with the torch. And some guys, what they like to do is they're hitting it with like, after they light it a little bit, they'll blow into it.
As I'm doing right now.
As Matt's doing it. Literally. Or like as they're taking puffs, they'll flip it around, blow into it to make sure they got that perfect ring of fire. Or that perfect light.
Cue Johnny Cash.
Right?
Good pick, Sean. Good pick. Shout out to Sean for picking my cigar today. And it's such a good cigar. I only have a few of these left, so I kind of baby them, but smoke my... Like Joe says, life is too short to smoke bad cigars. Might as well smoke them while you got them.
100%. Like, I've heard too many stories of, like, guys where they'll have a cigar best friend, and they'll smoke together and everything, and then their cigar best friend dies.
Oh.
And they're like, they never smoked what they were waiting to smoke.
Well, I'm sorry, Javi. Because I smoked everything I wanted to smoke. I smoke it all the time.
Now when I look in there, I'm like, God damn.
Yeah. I've got a small collection.
Yeah, small, quote unquote. All right. So
now we're lit. What are we doing next?
So basically we're going to explain to the audience out there how to smoke a cigar.
Ooh, okay.
So it's like you don't inhale. For those I'm pretty sure most of our audience knows.
Absolutely. If you are brand spanking new to this, you've never smoked a cigar in your life, do not inhale. I cannot stress that enough. Please do not inhale. You will hate yourself if you do. Mm-hmm. And you'll be dying. It hurts. It's painful.
Oh yeah, because it's more of a heavier smoke than like cigarette smoke.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like you just want to keep the smoke in your mouth. So the way Matt and I kind of explain it to new cigar smokers is like you're basically drinking out of a straw. And you just want the liquid to stay in your mouth.
Yep.
And then you blow out. Mm-hmm. And like some people, like I'm able to do it. You ever do it, Matt, where you have smoke in your mouth, but yet you're still able to inhale with your nose?
Yeah.
Like you should still be able to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, don't overfill. Like don't pack your mouth in.
Mm.
Oh, it's kind of weird to say that. I feel like my smoke is going straight toward this Colibri, and I don't want to ruin that in any way.
Well, I mean, they smoke in the humidor, so does it matter?
Yeah, weird, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
But anyway,
and we do got to drop that in here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Our Cut and Our Light is brought to you by Club Humidor of San Antonio. They have officially become sponsors with us, and they are absolutely taking care of us. Most of the cigars, or if not all the cigars that we smoke, are from Club Humidor. They've got 3 locations in San Antonio. Mm-hmm. Thousand Oaks, Huebner, and then
San Pedro.
And San Pedro, where usually you can find me and Javi there very often. sitting there smoking, talking with the guys. Keith, the owner of Club Humidor, has absolutely done an amazing job. I mean, the guys and gals that work there are just amazing and perfect. So if you're ever in San Antonio, or if you're ever interested, and you are in San Antonio, you're interested in smoking cigars, trying your first cigars out, and you want to go to a humidor that you can trust the recommendations, you can trust what they're going to tell you, Club Humidor of San Antonio is absolutely the best place to go.
That's where it's at.
Yep. Go hit them up. Tell them Two Guys Rambling sent you, and that you are interested in some great cigars. Great cigars. So thank you to Club Humidor as always. So now we know how to cut.
We know how to
light. We know how to light. We took our first puff. We know not to inhale it all the way down. What else?
So, what I like to recommend to new smokers, and I'm pretty sure Matt will agree with me on this, take it slow. It's not a race to smoke your cigar.
Yep.
Take a puff every minute because you don't want to get nicotine sick. And if you notice, every time Matt and I are smoking or drinking something, 9 times out of 10, it's soda. Because what happens is nicotine makes your body think it's going into, it has low blood sugar.
Yep.
So you're going to get lightheaded. You're going to get dizzy. So the best way to counteract that is with sugar. And there's multiple ways you can do that. Some guys, they drink water. Water will dilute the nicotine. That's fine. But I like to, be cautious because I've been nicotine sick like 4 times in my life. Or what Matt showed me was pixie sticks.
Pixie sticks.
Because they're such full of sugar that all you do is you
just
take
straight
one
sugar, yeah,
and put it under your tongue, and it should go like the nicotine sickness should subside. Like,
yep,
pretty quickly.
Yeah, it normally does. Anytime I've ever gotten nicotine sickness, putting that under my tongue is, wiped it out almost instantly.
Yeah.
Which has always been really, really nice and absolutely a great trick and I can't take credit for it. I heard it off of another podcast. I can't remember the names. I wish I could remember the names.
Yeah, we used to listen to it a lot, right?
I'll put it somewhere over here, the name of their podcast, so I can give them credit for that because I don't want to take that from anybody. But yeah, so that's where I learned it from, and it's helped me a ton.
Yeah, because nicotine sickness, once you get it, it's going to make you feel like you have to throw up. It doesn't make you feel better. Like throwing up, like when you're drunk and you throw up, it makes you feel better. No, when you're nicotine sick and throw up, there's no escape.
It stays with you.
There's no escape from
Literally no escape.
It's like absolute hell, and it freaking sucks.
Yeah, the other thing I really like to drink when I'm smoking cigars too is coffee.
Yeah, coffee and alcohol.
Yeah, I like going to Dutch Bros and picking me up something nice and good to drink, right, with some sugar in it, right? You go to these Starbucks and Dutch Bro, and they're all filled with sugar anyways, so you can smoke cigars and not feel like you're gonna die. Yeah.
So you have any... Well, I remember the first time Matt, I gave him a cigar and he got nicotine sick, and I told him it was gonna happen because we're outside of his house smoking, and they put on a fan in the background because it was a hot summer night. I'm not gonna lie. I think I gave him like a Viaje super shot.
He did.
Yeah, which is like the full body to full body. But that's because you had been like smoking a little bit.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, Matt can handle it.
He'd be fine.
Nah,
I was not fine.
He went inside vomiting, never wanted to smoke cigars again.
Yeah.
Then we slowly drew him back in.
Literally got me back in. Then I went and talked to the guys at Club Humidor, and they started getting me set up, and we joined Pravada and all kinds of stuff. So,
and what like Matt and I recommend for first time cigar smokers is get like a cigar that has a Connecticut. That's a Connecticut, because like you will. Yeah. It's a mild to medium most of the time. And
go to your cigar shop and tell them that you want something that's mild. I would say either mild or medium, or even very light to medium, or light to mild. Don't start off with flavored cigars.
No.
I wouldn't recommend starting out with flavored cigars. I'd recommend jumping in and trying
Fat Bottom Betty's and all that. I can't.
I couldn't stand it.
I hate
I've said this
cigars.
Before on here. I can't do it. I can't do the sweet tipped cigars. The only sweet tipped cigar I really ever liked was the Stillwell Star.
I hated that one.
Yeah, I know you did, but it was good. I liked it.
It was all right. I hate any flavored cigars.
Yeah.
And if you're going to have flavored cigars, we're going to get into like storage right now. Do not store your flavored cigars with your normal cigars. because what will happen is the flavoring will kind of bleed into your other cigars. So when you smoke them, they're going to taste like that flavor.
Yeah, it's going to taste terrible.
And it's going to be absolute trash.
Yep.
And we have a couple examples here on the table of like storage.
Different kinds of storage. I don't know why.
Cigar, be like, why does this taste like strawberry cheesecake?
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So weird.
They make a pumpkin spice.
Yeah, you have one
I
in there.
have one in there, yeah. I think I have a couple in there, actually. From, yeah, it's so random.
That's
so
Matt's,
random.
like, throwaway, like, a little humidor.
That's where the flavored cigars get put. Because, again, like we said, you want to keep them away from your other cigars. So I still keep them in there, and I keep them... I maintain that still. Just in the event I ever get somebody to come over that wants a flavored cigar. Like, I've got you. You know what I mean? I've got something that you can still smoke and enjoy without having to go anywhere else.
But so don't be one of those guys who goes out and is like, oh, I need a humidor. I'm going to go on Amazon and I'm going to look at humidors and I'm going to buy this $100 wooden desktop humidor. In my personal opinion, don't buy a desktop humidor unless you're spending like big boy money.
Yeah, unless you're going to go to a company like LA Blue or the Opus X Society now that they have, and in order to get a really good desktop humidor, you have to be willing to put some money down.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
they're
at least $500.
Yeah, they're not cheap at all. And we have, and most people, and I think a lot of people stay away from cigars because they have this connotation that it's a very expensive,
when it's not
hobby to get into, right? And it's not. It really isn't. You can get set up with a good humidor that's going to keep your cigars perfect.
You can even buy Boveda bags.
And buy Boveda bags that are incredibly inexpensive. I mean, they're $4 a pop, $4 or $5 a pop, depending on where you're at, right? Like you'd be able to get yourself a setup, not for a low price. You know what I mean?
You don't have to like kill yourself spending money just to store them.
No.
So the reason we don't like desktop humidors, we're talking like on the cheap end, is because they leak humidity. Mm-hmm. Then you don't get any, like I get it, the ones with the glass tops are cool.
Look good, yeah.
But they leak humidity like nothing else. You're going to have to throw like a 72. So Matt and I are strong believers in Boveda only. Like we don't use anything but Bovedas. So you're going to have to throw way more humidification in there just to get the level you want. So let's say you want 65 in your desktop humidor. Well, first you have to season it, which is taking distilled water, rubbing it down, or you can use the Boveda version of
84%.
84%. So you got to leave the 84s in there for what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Then fingers crossed, the wood, the Spanish cedar you have in there, hopefully you got one with Spanish cedar, has enough, I guess, I'm not going to say liquid in it, but
humidity.
Has enough humidity in it that it's not going to suck the humidity from your cigars. Yep. It's not going to suck the humidity from your Boveda. Then, let's say you want 65%. Probably going to have to throw, depending on how bad the desktop humidor is, probably going to have to throw like 72% in there. Maybe 69% to even get close to 65.
To where you want your stuff to be at.
And it's just like a pain in the ass because you have to maintain it. You have to pay attention to it. You have to do anything you can. To
it's not a set it and forget it kind of thing.
So what is a set it and forget it that I swear by, and Matt, before he spent big boy money on his winadors, swore by, are Tupperware.
Yep.
Whoa, crazy. So what I have right here for those on YouTube watching is just a hefty freaking Tupperware. Mm-hmm. Like I got this, I think I got it like at Target.
Yeah, probably.
I got it at Target. I threw right now. I have 1, 2, 3. I overdid it with Bovedas, but Bovedas kind of like balance themselves out.
Exactly.
So
you never want to mix your Bovedas either.
Yeah, only keep 1%. Yeah. Don't like put a 69 and a 65%.
Exactly.
Like that's just stupid.
Yeah.
They'll start fighting. So I have a total of 5 Tupperware humidors. Yeah, they don't look sexy. They don't look elegant, but that's not why I have them. I have them to store them and to make sure my cigars stay good to go instead of putting them in a desktop humidor, praying to God I don't get mold because my humidity is too high because you're not going to get like mold. Well, okay, we'll come back to that. But you can get mold in your desktop humidor is easier than compared to Tupperwares. If you keep
depending on your climate, for sure.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Like if you keep your Tupperwares at 65%, you're never going to get mold unless you have Cubans. And everyone's like, "Oh, maybe that was plume." Like, no, it wasn't plume. No, so
mold.
This one,
mole.
like I have, I don't know if the camera. I just have like Opuses, Davidoffs. Then I have like the pork tenderloin. Then I have some like Cohiba shorts, which aren't the non-Cuban Cohibas. These are the actual like fucking Cuban Cohibas. But these are like cigarillos. Pretty solid, honestly. If you can find them, I think it's $200 for 200 bucks for 100 of them. But it's such a simple method. Like I set this and I forget it. So what I do is once a month. Well, now it's more like once a week. Once a week, I'll go to every single one of my like Tupperwares. Oh, and you want to make sure when you get a Tupperware that it has a rubber seal.
Yeah, it's got some kind of gasket on it.
Yeah, it has some type of gasket so that it holds in the humidity because it's airtight, and that's what you want.
Yep.
But once a week, you want to burp them to let your new air in, and to keep to kind of keep air circulating. Because if you don't, some people say that's a good way to grow mold. The others say like, oh no, like you can leave it. But I mean, I have had absolutely no issues. Knock on wood. I've had no issues with Tupperware. Matt, I don't know if you want to pull out your big boy.
Let me pull this out. I got this at the Container Store, and it wasn't that expensive either.
This
set it
big
right
boy.
here. Yeah, I'm gonna set it right here in between us. This is what I used. The house I have now doesn't have central AC, so I don't use it because there's not a way for me to guarantee that it's gonna stay at 70 degrees. Or
maybe we should get into that with temperature.
Yeah, temperature is something. But even this one here, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but also has a gasket completely around it. So this was another thing, and I think I had probably 5 Bovedas in here as well too.
But you had like at least 200 cigars.
Oh yeah, I had a stupid amount of cigars in here.
Some people even use coolers.
Yeah,
like the coolers you can just buy from the store, like that people normally put like sodas in. Yep. They'll just buy those. They'll throw Bovedas in them because they're pretty airtight themselves.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
And they'll just throw Bovedas in them and they're done. Some people say like throw Spanish cedar in them.
Yeah.
I don't because
I've heard that too. But I mean, I never did it either, and I never had a problem.
Were saying like, oh, well, in order to age them properly, you need Spanish cedar.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And I was like, weird. I thought to age them, you have to keep them for years.
Yep.
I thought that's how you aged them.
No, you just need to put Spanish cedar in there, bro. But so Matt and I like the Tupperware idea because it's so foolproof. Yeah, like you can't mess it up.
It's literally set it and forget it. Every now and then you just have to go. And if you're somebody who smokes cigars often, you don't have to worry about burping them because you're opening it up anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the nice part about it too.
And I wish I would have brought examples of my Boveda bags, but I didn't. So basically what I travel around with. So what I recommend if you're only going to keep like 5 or 6 cigars, Matt has an example on his side of the table. That's a 5-count Cigar. That's a airtight, same thing. You can put 5 cigars in it. Nothing's going to happen to them. I like to throw Bovedas inside of mine. I know Matt does too.
I do.
You can throw a big one or the small one. The big one does take up space though, so probably one of the smaller ones.
This is usually what I use when I'm going to like take it somewhere for the day. Yeah. Like I'm not traveling with this really because I have a 15 count?
Yeah, you have a 15.
The 15 count's the other one, the bigger one. And that's what I take whenever I'm traveling. The advice that I can give you here is that there is this little puck looking thing that's in the top.
And chuck it.
There is a green foam in there. Take that green foam out.
And throw it.
Because literally what it'll do is if you throw a Boveda in there, it's going to suck up all the humidity in there.
Yep, because those pucks are like, they're like the...
it's florist.
Yeah, like florist.
It's like floral or something.
And for some reason, I never understand why the cigar community is still so caught up in that old way. Where they're like, here's the beads, pour distilled water on it. Yep. You're not going to control the humidity. Yeah. But it's, like, no, like, don't do that. Buy Bovedas.
Yeah, Bovedas are just... Bovedas are only the only... foolproof way to do it unless you recharge your Bovedas.
Or you have an Oasis, but that's big boy money.
Yeah, the Cigar
this
Oasis.
This is a beginner's guide, so we're not going to get into
but
that.
even the Cigar Oasis doesn't even pull in humidity.
No, it just
allows the humidity to dissipate when it drops, and then it pushes out more humidity.
Yeah.
Which is something great to use too. But like even in my Winadors, I have 2 Winadors. I have a 150 count and I have a 300 count.
And they're both full.
Yeah. They both have a lot of cigars in them. But like even in there, I have Bovedas. Like I have Bovedas in there, and that's all I use. Like I don't, just because it's a real set it and forget it. The thing about the Winador though, that you have to make sure, if you are in a place like we are, we're in San Antonio, it's really humid here. It's really humid here, and we get high humidity, almost throughout the entire year.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a plug at the bottom of it, and you want to make sure that you cover it. You want to make sure you get some kind of sealer and seal it up. I think you use silicone, I think is what I used. If you're in a really dry climate, of course you want to seal it. If you're somewhere where it's nice and you get decent humidity throughout the year, then you might be fine.
Yeah.
But, the other thing that you want to make sure is when you're shopping for a Winador is making sure that's thermoelectric. Making sure it's thermoelectric. You can't just get a refrigerator and say, oh, I'm going to slap some Bovedas in here and that's what I'm going to use to keep it cool. You can't. What happens is when an AC turns on, when you hear it kick on, it's sucking air out of there too, though.
Yeah.
And so when it's sucking air out, it's also sucking out your humidity. So you're going to get this constant fluctuation of humidity that's just not going to be good for anybody. Not going to be good for anybody. You don't want to do that. You got to do it yourself. Like me and Javi always say, we spend our hard-earned money on cigars.
Yeah.
And if you're going to spend your money on cigars, do the things that you need to take care of them.
Maintain them.
Yeah.
And there's going to be points when you get like your cigar collection where you're going to get like OCD, you're going to freak out. Because you're going to be like, oh my God, like, I just read about tobacco beetles. Let me go. Like, I've had it where I go through my entire collection. But it's just because, so tobacco beetles, most non-Cuban cigars will not have that issue.
Most, yep.
Because they flash freeze them before they ship them out. Like, there's going to be no larvae. There's going to be no eggs. Yeah. But they dwell really well. Like, they will hatch. If your cigar does have, you won't know. Like, you just won't. Mm-hmm. They really, for some reason, love high humidity, like 72, and high temperature. We're talking like 75 degrees. I keep all my cigars like at 72, 60, so 65% humidity, 72 temperature. Most guys some people love the rule of 72, 72, but I'm like,
or 70,
no,
70.
like that's too wet, and then you have to dry box your cigars.
Yeah, 72, 72 is freaky almost.
Yeah, honestly.
That would make me panic.
Yep.
I have 65% humidity, and I think I keep mine, I mean, even around 67 or 68 degrees, just because I try to alleviate as much mold as possible and as much tobacco abuse. I try to take out those variables as much as possible.
Yeah.
Without damaging my cigars either.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? Like, that's something I don't want to do.
And,
because I love them.
Yeah, they're freaking, like, I've had dreams of my collection being destroyed, and I'm like, fuck.
Nope, I'm not there for that.
I'm losing my shit.
Nightmare, dude. Hell
no. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. But with Cubans, right? Yeah. I love to recommend, because I have a bunch of like H. Upman half Coronas and all this other stuff. 62%. But Cuban quality control is pretty dog shit. So, because they're just trying to do quantity over quality.
They're trying to push them out.
That's all they're trying to do. And they're stupid expensive right now. Dude, a box of money. You know how much Cohiba Siglos are for a 25 count box?
No.
Bro, $1,000.
Oh.
You know how much they were a year ago?
How much?
$300.
That's crazy.
It's stupid. It's stupid. But essentially with Cubans, I had them inside of their own Tupperware, but I didn't burp it as often.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So they started to grow. One or two of them started to grow mold. And as long as
it wasn't just plume,
right? You know, like just dust it off. You got a plume brush at home.
It's like crystals. Crystals.
You want to smoke it with the mold on it.
Yeah,
it's the best. But
it's like cheese.
So right?
Dies of sickness.
Yeah,
right?
Literally.
Just bites it.
They're like, hey, what happened to Jimbo? I always smoked a moldy cigar. I said it was plume.
freaking dumb. But anyway, so what happened was that some of them had it, and what you can do as long as it's not on the foot. Shit, when Casa Fuente gave me moldy cigars, I just cut it off the foot. But anyway,
thank you. Casa.
You can just wipe it off. That's what I did. Wiped it off. I had them at 65%, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna drop them down all the way to 62. And that's what I did. So I have them right now at 62, and they're like, shit, they're good. They're solid. They're good to go. I'm not really stressed about that. And it's just always kind of pay attention to your cigars, maintain your cigars. And then if you don't even want to buy Tupperware, Boveda makes bags, like Ziploc bags that will last. Like I've had some of my cigars in Boveda bags for up to like a year.
Yeah, I've heard that's how long they're supposed to maintain is for a year.
And they're cheap. They're like, for the extra large, I think it's like $10. That can hold like 50 cigars. But for traveling around with cigars, Matt, we're hopping back and forth. We touched on that Cigar. Mm-hmm. Here's another one I was gifted by my mother-in-law. Matt, can you hand me that?
Yeah, I can. Let me move this out of the way. Whoops.
It's another like travel case. I might be hitting the mic here and there. It has a lot of like Spanish cedar in it and stuff like that. With this, it's more of like a traveling for the day. I am not personally going to put Bovedas in here or keep them in here for a long time. And see this here? All right. So a lot of these companies are going to send you something like this. It's to suck up water. And then let's see if I can get this out. Crap.
There's like a little compartment he's trying to pull
there's a little compartment that's going to have the same thing Matt was just talking about.
Oh, does it really? It has that florist?
Yeah, see it?
Has that floral foam in there? Oh, yeah.
So it has the floral foam, and they're like, oh, squirt some distilled water. You don't want to use tap water, and don't. For me, I personally don't fuck around with water around my cigars.
This is really nice. I really like this.
But they want you to drop water into your floral pucks, and to kind of keep the humidity. If I'm traveling around with something Spanish cedar like this, I'm gonna smoke the cigars within like probably 5 days. I'm not gonna throw a Boveda in there the same way I would like a Zycar. But they're good. They're solid to have, solid to buy. Zach, when he was here, he had a really nice one from Dunhill.
Zach's is nice.
And it's going to cost you $200, but it's like worth it. Dunhill makes some amazing stuff. Yeah, you can even pull them out. There we go. Yeah, don't do that. It just don't make sense.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah, it literally, it's literally just a foam. Like it's almost like a sponge. For everybody who's not watching it, it literally inside of here it has foam, and that's it. That's where you're supposed to put
don't do that. All right, don't do that, please, for the love of God.
Yeah. For
everything holy, please do not put water anywhere near your cigars.
You know what you're gonna grow in here?
Mold.
Absolutely, you're gonna grow mold in here. Like if you're not taking it out and drying it and doing all those things, then you're gonna draw mold into it.
Please, we're begging. No, we're pleading. What's up, Sean?
It's Plume.
You don't got. Where's your plume brush, bro?
It's Plume. Big clump of knobs.
Hate it so much. I hate the whole plume shit.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think I need the.
Yeah.
See, look right there. Fill humidifier.
Oh, yep.
With
partially
water.
Fill a bowl of water. Place humidifier upside down, halfway in the bowl. Leave in water for 3 minutes. Wipe off excess water.
Yeah, fuck off.
Install humidifier and humidor and leave closed for 24 hours.
Yeah, fuck off.
Oh, Lord.
So we're going to pop out my big travel cases right now.
No, please don't do that. Please don't mess with this.
So, my wife and I share this one. So it is a 20 count Zycar. You can fit way more than that in there. I probably was able to fit like 40 in here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I want one so bad. This is what I want to travel with.
So, like, see, I have, like, some Cohiba shorts in here. I have, like, a David from David and Goliath. I have a bunch of other fun stuff, Davidoffs. Hey, yo, what the fuck? Hey, see, sometimes be careful. You know, your leaf can unravel.
Oh, yeah?
I have to smoke that one soon.
You need to.
But anyway, see, I just have a 65% Boveda. Just tossed it in here. I took out the puck that was right here. Immediately threw it in the trash.
Oh my God, that was huge.
Yeah, it was a huge one.
Jesus, that's what she said.
I was like, fuck that. So you can get one of these and you can use it as your humidor. Like, you don't have to get a Tupperware. You can use one of these. And I've had cigars in some of my Zicars for like months and still good to go.
Yeah. They're, what I would recommend is that anytime you go pick up a Zycar, you go purchase one or whatever it is, just open it, look at the gasket, make sure the gasket's one in there, and two, that it looks good. I've seen some where they're bent, kind of.
Oh yeah, or they can fall out.
You know,
so
they
easy.
can fall out and stuff like that. So just make sure that the gasket's still in there.
And then I have this other travel case that I haven't used yet, and it's just stupidly bougie for no reason. I mean,
gorgeous though.
That's why I bought it. Well, actually, you buy $250. Thank you, Zach. $250 worth of Davidoff products, and you get this for free.
That's one of the great things that Club Humidor does, is that every now and then, you know, you go in and you buy a certain amount or whatever it may be, you get gifts. And so,
100%. Like this one, I just had to have it. Like I was like, oh my god, I want one of those.
I'll get one next year. Then.
So it's like a Winston Churchill briefcase, and you just pop it open.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Right, so sad. The first one I got was broken, but the guys at Club Humidor, Zach. Love you so much. He took care of me. I texted him. He set another one aside for me, and we just swapped and traded it in. So what's cool about this one, I have that in there. So it comes with, I don't know, right? We're doing like a review.
Yeah.
I
can hold it for you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Comes with like if I can get it out, my cigar novel. So basically it's like a little booklet that you can like write your reviews. Like here, like the note guide is what I guess this would be good notes to talk about. On cigars, you can talk about like if you're getting wood notes, floral, hummus, moss, peat, okay, pepper, spice, vanilla, creamy.
Wait, pepper, spice, and everything nice,
dude. 100%. Powerpuff Girls. Pastry, tart, malt, chocolate, honey, nougat, leather, hazelnut, coffee, tea, and licorice. And then like you can make notes, and then it has like little sections where, well, actually this is all for the Davidoff cigars. God damn.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And all their sizes.
Oh, nice.
All right. I mean, I guess that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, it's Davidoff.
I mean, it's Davidoff.
Like it even has all the sizes, the Winston Churchill sizes.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. I dig it.
All right. But this one also pretty cool.
I think that's one of the coolest parts about this.
Comes with an ashtray.
Yep.
So when you're traveling with your smokes, right? You get a sweet little ashtray. And then you can hold about 4 cigars. Yeah. But I would, for the love of God, not throw a Boveda in here. This is more of like I'm going, you know.
We're going to go to a nice,
cigar
like an
event. Or
yeah, we're going to go to an event, or we're going to Easter, or we're going to Christmas and stuff like that with the family. We'll want to kind of show up rocking something gorgeous and nice. Yeah, I would use that for an event as well.
Yeah, that's 100% what I'm going to use it for. But you want to know what sucks?
What's up?
Juanita's going to be like, oh, do you have a job yet? No, but I got this sick ass
right?
Winston Churchill.
Yeah. No, yeah, these are my cigars. Yeah. Thank you.
Right, exactly. I like to keep the foam in here, though, because unfortunately, my brothers, the ashtray likes to move around.
Oh.
Like a lot.
Yeah, that's not good.
And I don't like to fuck with this thing too much.
I like that it has the embroiderment of the WSC.
Winston. Sorry, there's like
Winston Sarah Churchill.
Right?
I have no idea. I have no idea what his middle name was. Sean, what was Winston Churchill's middle name? I'm going to guess it was Samuel. Winston Samuel Churchill.
Doesn't sound British enough.
That's true.
But anyway, so those are good, like solid, like travel cases.
Yeah.
And
you can find other types too.
Yeah, you don't have to just be strictly on like Zicars.
If you're looking for something to travel with for the day, like me and Javi like to go down to the Pearl sometimes, and we'll sit out there and we'll smoke cigars, or we'll go to, what was it?
Sir Winston Leonard Spencer Churchill.
Winston Spencer Churchill.
Winston
Leonard Spencer. But I guess I wonder why they just put the S. Like we like to go we'll go to the Pearl sometimes, or like if I'm going to go play golf, and stuff like that, and I want to take cigars with me, then I'll use my smaller travel humidors and stuff like that.
Yeah, you don't have to use them to store. You can eat.
No.
And Pelican makes one. Zycar makes. Almost every big cigar company makes their own version. Yep. But
Cigar Caddy makes one too. But I've heard that they're not that great. When I say I heard they're not that great, they're not that durable, is what I've heard. This Cigar one, if you could see it, it's all dinged up and scratched because I've dropped it a million times.
Oh, so have I.
I like that one because obviously it's just me smoking, but I can throw my lighter in there. I can throw my cutter in there and I have a little bit of room. You know what I mean? I dig that. I dig that a lot. And I think that that's part of what,
like Cigar is such a solid choice for like travel humidors. Their lighters and stuff sometimes have issues, but
I'm a Cigar slut.
But
so
lifetime warranty, they'll take care of you.
I love their cutters. I love their lighters. I use them all the time, except when I got the Michael lighter, because that's what I wanted. Michael Myers is like my favorite. Drip. Yeah, exactly. And Michael Myers is like my favorite villain besides like Jaws, but that'd be kind of badass though to be on a
Jaws torch.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty cool.
Oh, I wish. Come on, Pete Johnson.
Please, I'm begging. No, I'm pleading.
I'm pleading, man.
So those are good like storage methods or travel methods. It's all up to you and your preference, but that's what we recommend. And we're recommending this from like trial and error. Like I used to have a desktop humidor.
I have one too.
Dog shit.
I have one too.
Like I'm not gonna lie, I sold it to someone else who's getting into cigars because I was like, "Hey, you want this cool humidor?"
Oh man, it's only it's only $2,500.
Right? Oh, okay.
Yeah, right.
Get the good one.
Yeah. I had my desktop humidor as a gift. I used it for a while. I used it for a long while, but it was hard battling
the humidity
fluctuation, and you would put Bovedas in. I've had Bovedas in my like Wineador and stuff like that for oh my god, maybe even years. Honestly, maybe even years.
Honestly, I can officially say I have some Bovedas and some of my Tupperware that have been in there for 4 years.
Wow. I maybe had to change out the ones in the wooden humidor probably like every other month, maybe.
Yeah, honestly.
Because they were just drawing out.
They would get nice and crispy.
They get out crispy. And that's the cool thing about Boveda is that you know when to replace them because they become almost like solid, like rock. It's rock hard and you can bang it against that's what she said. What do you call it? Like it was just ridiculous. It's just too much.
Yeah, 100%. And like it's kind of something that you have to be open to hearing other people's thoughts and other people's opinions, because there's people out there that will like, oh, well, I know better than you, right?
Yeah.
But it's like you don't. Like you just got started. Like listen to some of the old timers. They know what they're talking about. But there will be, like in the gun community, there's something called FUDs where they're so stuck in their old ways that they will never change.
Yeah.
Like technology adapts, technology changes. Like be adaptable. Like if some new technology for cigars comes
just
out,
like anything
try it
else.
out.
Just like anything else, right? There's always going to be a new advancement, a new update, a new something that's going to give you that edge, right? That you're going to be able to use and smoke and all that good stuff. Don't be afraid to try out new things in the cigar community.
Yeah.
We would have never known how good some cigars are if we hadn't tried them.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that if there's any advice I can give anybody who's trying to smoke cigars, it's like whiskey, it's like wine, it's like everything else. You have to try everything on your own. One, try it out. But two, like, don't be afraid to just try a little bit of everything. Just dabble in everything a little bit, you know?
For sure.
It's such a fun and therapeutic. It's brought me and Javi incredibly close.
Yeah.
I think over the years, it's something that we've shared a lot that we're able to do.
Like we see each other, what, like 3 days out of the week now?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
just about.
Yep.
And we talk to each other, I mean,
every
regularly.
Day,
yeah, just about every day. Because there's always something that, if one of the greatest gifts of smoking cigars is sharing them with other people that enjoy them.
Yep.
Because then you learn different things about them. And we know Sean's like dying to get into, once he turns 21 or once he turns 18, be able to jump into smoking the cigars and stuff like that with us, and enjoying that aspect and stuff like that. And we know he's dying to do it because he sees how much fun we have doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
And how much it's brought us together. And it's just bringing one more person into that clan, right? 100%. Into that group. Or like when we get together with Garza and Ricardo and Brandon.
And everyone smokes.
And everybody sits down, we smoke. And it's something that brings everybody together, even if you don't hang out all the time the way me and Javi do, right? It's that moment where you get to sit down and smoke and chill out, talk to everybody, relax. And
like, I'm like Matt and I, we're the kind of guys where if you're hanging out with us and we're outside and we're just chilling, we're going to bring cigars out. Like, there's no way we're not. And even if you're not a cigar smoker, we will always have something for you to smoke.
Yeah. We, both of us, carry around cigars that we
are willing to like.
Exactly. That we have cigars that, we put aside if we buy bundles and stuff like that. We put certain cigars aside, like medium body and, kind of cigars that first time cigar smokers, can enjoy that they're not going to kill you. You know what I mean? And it's kind of funny now because we go to Thanksgiving at my grandparents' house, right? And they already know that there's going to be a certain period after we're done eating where I'm going to go sit outside and I'm going to smoke a cigar,
Bro, my grandma lets me smoke in her house.
Oh yeah. I remember you telling me about that.
It was crazy. I mean? My grandma, she smokes cigarettes, but not she smokes them tastefully, all right? Not like fucking, not gross. Yeah. But anyway. So she smokes in her house.
It's an elegant
type of, got the long filter.
Yeah, exactly. It's a different type of smoking cigarettes.
So my grandma on Thanksgiving, I got my cousin Fabian into cigars. I got my cousin's husband Paul into cigars, and then my one of my uncles Fernando, he wasn't into cigars. I remember at my cousin's wedding. My other cousin Bianca, and then Jonathan. Shout out Jonathan, my legal representation.
Are all our legal representation now?
Right,
maybe the official two guys' attorney if it's not me first.
So basically, what was going on was I gave Fernando his first cigar. Well, not his first. He's an older man.
Yeah.
So we were smoking cigars after my cousin's wedding, and I was like, hey, like Fernando, like I brought a bunch. You want one? He was like, I guess I'll have one. When in Rome, right? Smokes one, and then somehow, like, Jonathan got him, like, now they go to San Pedro a lot.
Oh, really?
But just to pick up, they don't hang out.
Cool.
But now he has his own, like, humidor and all that.
Nice,
but I was like, hey, Fernando, like, you need, like, Tupperware, bro. Like, put your cigars in Tupperware. Yeah. And he was like, what are you talking about? Like, hook it up, show me.
Yeah.
So I showed him, and now he just...
It's a rabbit hole.
Yeah, it is, because...
I always put it side by side to playing golf because people are like, I don't want to go play fucking golf.
Yeah, you got me at Topgolf.
And then you play it, and you're like, fuck,
it's kind of
like
fun.
this is fun. Like this is a good time. Like
it is.
It's kind of that same way. You get into it, and it's just a rabbit hole, man. You just take off, and because there's so many things that you can do. There's so many different ways that people enjoy their cigars. Some people are like, oh, you got to smoke them with cognac, or oh, you got to smoke it with tequila, or oh, you got to have coffee, or you got to have Coke, or you got to have water. You got to drink it with water so you get all the flavor notes. You know what I mean? And I think that's one of the coolest parts is that it's a community. It really, really is because there's a lot of things that you can do, and try and trial and error kind of thing. And I think it's there's a meditation. I say this all the time. There's a meditation aspect to it.
There is. Like you sit outside on a nice night by yourself, light up a cigar, read a book, just reflect,
Some of the best reading I've done was while I was sitting down smoking a cigar. I'm fortunate enough now where I have a cigar room, right? Like I can sit inside and smoke. Not everybody can do that, right? But
just crack open my window.
Even before then, like I had an area outside when we lived in the apartment, right?
Yeah.
Like the balcony was my area.
It's crazy to think about how many times we smoked on that balcony.
Yeah. Oh, we were only there a year and a half, and it had to have been hundreds.
Yeah.
There had to have been a couple hundred because we were there often.
And sometimes we smoked 2 times.
And it was freezing outside and we'd still be out there.
And I'd be in shorts.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But like it's such a good way of bringing people together and that meditation aspect to it. You work all day and, it's Friday night and you want to sit down, you want to unwind or if it's not Friday night, you just had a long day at the office, or you had a long day at work,
and you want to decompress.
And you want to decompress.
And not like get drunk.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Cigars are 0 calories, guys.
0 calories. You want to lose weight? Come on, guys. It's weight loss. But the other thing is the going to club. We now see a lot more women cigar smokers.
Yeah, which we need.
Yeah,
we need to grow the community.
I am all about women cigar smokers, and they're some of the funnest to talk to at the cigar events.
Honestly,
and there's and there's some of the ones that will come up to you, because guys sometimes don't go up to other guys, right? And sometimes, you're sitting there and these ladies come up to you and start talking to you and yada yada. And we talked to the ones at the booth event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that was super cool.
And Damien, if you're listening to this, so sorry, bro. We weren't able to talk to you.
Yeah, I know. It felt like work for us that day too, because we were just walking around talking to everybody and doing things too. But it was a really good time. It was really good. If you haven't been able to go to a cigar event, go to a cigar event.
Yeah, I mean, even if you go by yourself, just walk around and start talking to people. There are going to be, I'm not going to lie, there are, snobs out there.
I feel like you don't see them at events, though.
But I feel like sometimes you do, because you ever get those guys where they just kind of look at you like, the fuck are you? Like, oh, what are you smoking?
Oh, yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean? Like, if people look down on you for what you're... I will shit on you, though, if you smoke, certain brands. Gurkha, yeah, you're getting absolutely shit on. Gurkha, anything that's short filler where you're just, you're one of those dudes who are like, I'm just gonna go buy a bundle of factory seconds and that's all I'm gonna smoke. Branch out, my guy. Smoke something else.
I think it's important to have yard smokes is what we call them.
Yeah, for sure.
When you're cutting the grass.
But don't make that the only cigar you smoke.
Branch out.
That's like drinking that's like eating the same thing for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Come on.
Having one type of alcohol, one type of anything.
Yep. I only drink Pepsi at room temperature. No water, no nothing. Fuck, man.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Life is too short.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not gonna actually shit on you, but I will try and guide you to hey,
we're gonna try to push you out of that.
Yeah.
And I hope that's what you get from listening to the podcast. You start.
Bro, I had a guy choose Fat Bottom Betty over a Plasencia.
Oh.
I was like, no, what you're gonna smoke. Because his friend was like, oh, you're smoking a Plasencia? Let me get one of those. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went in there, I got it for him, and his friend was with me. And they're older men, so, they probably look at me like, oh, what does this young kid know? Right?
All the time.
And I was like, no, you're not, that Fat Bottom Betty is nothing compared to this Plasencia. He was like, yeah, but I can buy 4 Fat Bottom Betties for the price of a Plasencia. And I was like, that's not the point, my guy. It's about, the quality of tobacco, what you're smoking.
That I didn't think we were going to get into this, but that's kind of what I like to know about the cigars, right? Think about how many hands it had to go through. Isn't it
statistically it touches 100 hands before?
Something like that. And how much work was put into growing the tobacco and making sure that everything is just right and just perfect. So that way, at that moment, you can sit there, cut it, and light it. It's they have that 300 hand cigar, whatever it is. People worked their ass off to grow this.
Yes, for you to enjoy it.
For you to be able to sit back and enjoy and have a good time and spend it with your friends and your family.
And that doesn't mean smoke the cigar until it's a nub. Smoke it until you're done.
Yeah.
It's up to you when to stop. There's no rule.
Yeah, that's one of the other things. Remember Robert, my dad's friend?
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, he told me to smoke it up to the band and then you're done. No, man. Don't let... The biggest thing that I can recommend to people is don't let other people...
tell you how to smoke
your cigars.
Except,
you're spending your money.
Smoking them backwards? Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
We've seen that before.
Yeah, I could hear that. Yeah, we've definitely seen it before.
Or I felt so bad. I saw a guy in the lounge one time.
Mm-hmm.
He was, I could tell it was his first time smoking. He was sitting inside the lounge trying to light up his cigar with a Bic, right? But why was he so afraid to ask other people, hey, can I borrow a torch? I've had guys ask me, hey, man, can I borrow your torch really quick? Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, bro, go ahead and light up. That's fine with me. If you don't know something or you want to know something and you see someone who looks like they know what they're doing, ask.
Yep.
But don't just ask that one person and take their word. Ask more than one person. Like, don't be afraid. Even the workers, like most of them know how to cut and light a cigar. Except if you go to certain places in Vegas, those people just fucking work there to work there. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Like they will cut your cigar like trash. They will freaking light it like trash.
Yeah.
Like it's not a good time.
Yeah.
But it's just don't be afraid to talk to people. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And we're just trying to grow the community.
That's it.
Like, that's the only way we're going to keep cigars going. That's the only way, hopefully, we're going to fight bans.
Yeah.
We're going to fight embargoes. Like, we need to keep the community
Sean,
going.
can you look this up? There is a bill going up in the state of Texas.
For flavored, right?
For flavored cigars. And
so
we might...
that fucks with pipes, too.
We might shit on flavored cigars and talk shit about them. But flavored cigar smokers are cigar smokers.
Yeah, that doesn't mean
that
like,
doesn't mean
you're
that
not
you
a smoker.
that doesn't mean you don't have a right to not be able to enjoy cigars.
You should enjoy what you like.
If you like smoking flavored cigars, that's your thing.
I mean, we're gonna jokingly shit on
yeah.
But
it's
like,
it's the same way me and Javi shit on each other, right? It's just poking fun
100%.
at each other. What is it?
A new bill introduced in Texas Senate would ban the sale of flavored tobacco and vaping products. Senator Carol Alvarado
Damn, Carol.
of Houston has introduced
Of course.
S.B. in 20.
Yeah.
920. Sorry.
It's, what is it? House Bill what?
920?
House Bill 920. Okay. So in the event that goes up as something to vote for in the state of Texas, vote that shit down.
Yeah, it would
vote that shit down.
It would ban the sale of flavored tobacco and vaping products in the state.
Yeah. And that's the way they get you.
Mm-hmm.
They always try to tie it in with something else. Like we've got that Prop A bill coming up right now in San Antonio.
And it like they tie it into abortion crime.
And they're like, oh well, you have a right to an abortion and you have a right to be able to smoke marijuana.
Okay.
They're like, okay, cool, yeah. We could vote on that. And then they go, but we're also gonna say that you can damage public property or even like you can damage property for up to $2,500 before you get penalized.
And then theft is up to what?
$750.
And they just fucking cite you.
$750.
That's it.
Like it,
So
you know,
stupid.
like
we ain't out here trying to be San Francisco or
no.
Bro, did you see how many Walgreens, CVS, even Walmart's talking about closing in Chicago and stuff because of the
Because
theft?
crime is so high.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's so important for everybody out there, vote those bills down.
I mean, they have good stuff in it, but you have to blame.
They sprinkle that stuff in to mask over everything else. And they try to hide behind the mask of, oh, well, this is for, this is so that way we stop putting too many criminals or too many people inside jails, or we stop penalizing people for crimes that shouldn't be, penalized.
But it's like, I don't know, if someone damages my property,
up to $2,500.
You deserve to be in jail.
No, the hell with that. Or I can go in, I can steal services. Like you can even go to like like an auto shop and get work done and take off.
And as long as
it's under a certain amount, like they fuck off.
Jesus
you only get cited for it. That's fucking crazy. Like
such bullshit. A tangent, but such bullshit.
Yeah, super tangent. But still, like those are things that everybody needs to take action and listen to those things.
And at some point we are gonna have an episode on pipe tobacco and pipes.
Oh yeah, that's probably gonna be during the holidays though.
Yeah.
Oh, Joseph did say that he wants to come on. He's a big Disney nut. He loves Disney, which I fucking love Disney too.
Yeah, who doesn't?
And so Disney Day is October 16th. So looks like we're doing a Disney episode. Yeah. And I call Mickey Mouse. I'm dressing like Mickey Mouse.
I call Donald Duck.
You don't want to be Minnie? Just as Minnie?
Behind closed doors.
Yeah. Yeah.
With a different kind of camera.
Different kind of camera. Well, same camera. Same camera, same thing.
Oh, shit.
What do you call it?
So follow us on OnlyFans? No, right?
Yeah, link down at the bottom. It's too... I'm not even going to go there. But yeah, so Disney episode would be pretty cool.
Two guys moaning? I had to do it.
So Disney episode would be super cool.
Yeah.
And so that's something that we'll do later on toward like October or stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
That'd be something cool that we can plan on. I don't know. You got anything else? This might be the shortest episode we have so far.
I mean, we could kind of like loosely touch on like I guess etiquette.
Cigar etiquette, yeah, I'm all about cigar etiquette for sure.
When you're inside,
I'm not being a dick.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, seriously.
Like when you're inside cigars, oh my god. I've gone to Cigars International a handful of times. I swear on my life, if you do this, you're a piece of shit. Guys will go to the community cutters.
Bobby, stop calling her people pieces of shit.
Well, if you do this, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, if you do this, yeah.
So they will go to the community cutters, and for some reason, okay, this was like, I in my opinion, it's kind of like Fud lore, where they will moisten up the cap of the cigar so it's easier to cut and it doesn't crack.
I feel like that doesn't make sense, kind of.
Right?
I feel like if you moisten it, like it makes it harder for the cutter to cut through.
Like a clean cut, yeah. So guys will like lick it or suck on it. Yeah, you heard that. They will suck on the cigar, lick it up, and then they will cut it with a community cutter and then leave. And then people who don't take their own cutters will go up there and cut their cigars that someone else just had their saliva all over. Like that is, if you do that, fucking disgusting.
No.
Don't do that. And then don't walk into a goddamn humidor and sniff every cigar.
Yeah.
Like pick it up and just...
Oh, the other thing too is that you can't pick up a cigar and smell it through the cellophane.
No.
You can't do that. Like,
or some guys where they'll push it out of the cellophane to smell it and then shove it back in.
Yeah, don't do that.
Bro, what the fuck? Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Like, disgusting. I get it. You're trying to see what it smells like before you buy it, but bro, like...
Like, you kind of have an idea already what it smells like. Like, chill out.
Yeah, don't
don't
do that.
Put that shit all up in your nose.
Please don't do that.
Because I don't want to be the person that goes behind you and picks it up and then buys it. And then if you go to a cigar shop, you go in. There's plenty of times where I go into a cigar shop and I take my own cigars and smoke them. But I always go in
and buy.
And I always buy a cigar. You know what I mean? Like I always do that. Because like I don't want to go into somebody's workplace and not buy something. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Especially if we hang out with those dudes and like those dudes. Not fucking trash.
Yeah. Hell with that.
What do you got in your hand?
Oh, you didn't see this?
Where'd you get that?
I might have gotten it out of your...
I figured you did.
Dude, I was waiting. I was surprised. I hope everybody saw that at home. I pulled it out and like threw it here and you looked at me do it too, which is funny because you were looking in there and I just popped it out and I put it down here and you didn't even do anything. So I was like, I'm going to see how long I can hang on to this. And that's how long, folks.
If Cassie bought that one.
If you watch it, that's how long I held on to it. That's hilarious. Actually.
Jesus, because I was like, well, that looks very familiar.
Yep. That's because it's from your collection.
What is that doing in your hand?
Yeah,
like fucking.
Yeah,
crazy.
don't feel like you can't take your cigars into there to go smoke. But like Finks has a Finks cigar,
like a house blend.
Yeah, like a house blend.
Don't smoke their cigar in Club Humidor. You clown.
Don't take that over to Club Humidor and smoke it there.
And don't take Cubans into a goddamn fucking lounge and smoke them. And if you do, take off the bands, you fuck.
Yeah, don't be just in there to show them off.
And especially then nobody gives a shit. If you,
honestly, nobody gives a shit if you're smoking Cubans.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Like, none of the guys at Club Humidor are impressed.
And you know
Cubans.
why? Because we've all probably smoked Cubans already.
Yep.
The only people that are probably impressed about you smoking Cubans is the people that have never smoked a Cuban before or just starting smoking cigars.
You want to know what irritated me? So I went to a guy's...
Say it, Javi.
I went to a guy's birthday party, right?
Okay.
And they were like, oh, he's a cigar smoker. He's a cigar smoker. So I was like, oh, he is? So I gave him a bunch of like rare stuff like Viaje, honey hand grenade, fucking some super shots, and some other rare shit.
Yeah.
Bro. Hand it over to him. He's like, whoa, these are pretty cool. What? Are these all Perdomo? And I was like...
And cue cricket noise.
I was like, bro, you said you were a cigar smoker, dog. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not... I mean, yeah, I get it. You smoke cigars, but like... Oh, I go to events and all this stuff, like... And then he pulls out a goddamn glass top humidor.
Listen, people... a lot of companies that make cigars have... Unless you're like Pete Johnson or Matt Booth... when you talk about like Perdomo and you talk about Arturo Fuente and you talk about Padron, these families, Placencia, these families that have done it for a long time.
Yeah.
Don't disrespect their shit.
No.
That, and I'm going to say it, but that is kind of what turned me off about Privada.
Yeah.
you cannot shit on the people that
Bro, he was
paved
shitting
the
on
way.
Caldwell, even though they would work together.
You can't shit on the people that paved the way for us to enjoy what we enjoy now, right? It's fine if you don't like the way Arturo Fuentes are now, right? But Arturo Fuente is part of that people that have created what cigars are today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They've paved that way for us to be able to enjoy these cigars. Padron, same thing. I'm not a big Padron fan. There's not very many times you'll see me smoke a Padron.
Same.
But you guarantee you that I will always put respect on their name.
Yeah, because they're solid.
They paved the way for us to be able to enjoy cigars as we know them today.
Yep.
And then you have guys like Matt Booth or Pete Johnson and I get it if you are talking about a person. They're like, oh man, this guy's a dick. You know what I mean? That owns the cigars or whatever. Yeah. Whatever. Right? Whatever. You can talk shit or whatever about a person. But the cigar line, you have to get credits to.
Yeah, because if it wasn't for them, where would we be?
We wouldn't be enjoying.
Yeah.
We might not be enjoying cigars the way we are now. And there wouldn't have been that boom in the 90s, right? Where everybody needed Opus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Opus might not be what they were, 20 years ago, 23 years ago. But you have to pay homage when it's due.
And I wasn't there 23 years ago. Yeah. Like, what I'm smoking now is good. Like,
yeah.
I don't know how it was back then.
Like, if you're smoking Cubans, whatever, and you smoke your Cubans, but do know if that you are a new cigar smoker. If you're a new cigar smoker, you're just getting into smoking cigars, Cuban ain't it. It's not the peak at all in any sort of way. Don't stress yourself out if you're not smoking Cubans. Don't stress yourself out.
Yeah, because they're not that great.
There are so many things that you can get here in the States and smoke that are going to be 10 times as better as any Cuban that you'll pick up today.
And we're not coping out there, all right? No. We're not coping, okay?
No. We've smoked Cubans.
Yeah,
we smoked a few different Cubans.
They're not bad.
It's not bad. But to go through the hassle and all the shipping and I just don't need to do that because I can go pick up great Cubans. I mean, I can go pick up great cigars that are not Cubans.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you don't have to stress yourself out about that. If I'm talking to somebody who's brand new smoking cigars, I'm telling you, go into a shop and get Tatuaje, get Room 101. And then when you're ready for a celebratory cigar, go pick up Placentia. Go pick up a Placentia cigar.
Or Davidoff.
Or
Samparai.
Yeah. If you can get Samparai, fucking run over there now and go get a fucking Samparai because those things are delicious. I'm waiting for that orange or the green whenever we're going to get that.
Yeah.
Fucking
probably never.
Fucking jet.
But
and shout out to Andrew Tavares who let me leave. He closed for me today, so I didn't have to. And dude, he's the guy that let us borrow.
I know who you're talking about because I've met him once.
Super cool, dude.
Yeah,
he's somebody who'd be funny to have on. Bought himself a Harley. Yeah, really nice Harley, dude. Dude, he can tell us about Harley Davidson going through some shit because dude, they gave him the runaround forever. They sold him like
maybe in that episode we'll get into shitty business practices for car dealerships.
Shitty business practices.
Yeah. Maybe we'll have a finance episode. How not to be a fucking clown. I'm talking to you, Marcus, with your $850 car payment on a Honda Civic.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Javi, can you stop calling people pieces of shit and then yelling at them on here?
Yeah, sometimes you got to.
Power is getting to him, guys. Power is getting to him.
I have no power. You have no power here.
Yeah. Don't kill yourself over Cubans.
And also, like, don't go to, one of the guys that works at, bro, I saw it the other time. I'm not going to say any names. But that guy who went up to someone at Club Humidor and was like, oh, you make your own cigars and stuff? Well, here's a Rocky Patel. You gave me a badass cigar. Well, here's a Rocky Patel.
Oh,
bruh, you're gonna give this man who blends his own cigars a fucking Rocky Patel?
You know what the funny part is? They're so grateful too.
They're gonna be nice.
They're still nice about it and grateful and thank you and stuff like that. But
I mean, God, maybe I'm being pretentious. Maybe I'm being a piece of shit by saying like you're gonna give him a Rocky Patel.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Man, maybe we should blaze all those companies like Rocky Patel, Gurkha.
I've never had a Rocky Patel. To be completely honest with you, I've never had one.
They're all right. They're in my opinion, they're kind of what Gurkha's doing.
I don't know because Gurkha is. For those who don't know, Gurkha likes to make cigars. They'll manufacture cigars, very basic cigars,
and
right?
they'll
full
be
Nicaraguans.
it's worth $100.
Exactly.
But for you, $25,
Yeah.
it's a steal.
Yeah.
It's not a steal.
And so it's like, just don't fall into that. You know what I mean? Do your research. Part of your research should be following, liking, and subscribing to our channel because, as you can tell, we'll just say shit the way it's meant to be said, you know? Like don't. If you're going to listen to anybody, I mean, come and take a listen. In any way are we going to tell you what to do. But we're definitely going to give you advice in how to do it and what to talk about and what to look for. And I hope today gave you a little bit of insight in that, in a sense, for sure.
Because like, just have an open mind, be willing to listen to other people, and take our advice. Don't buy a goddamn humidor from Amazon unless it's Tupperware.
Yeah. Buy Tupperware. Unless you're going to buy a very expensive,
like $1,000 humidor, then okay.
Yeah,
even like a $600, because that table at club was $600.
Oh yeah, the whole table. Fucking table.
And that's those are pretty solid.
Facebook Marketplace. You can find some humidors on there sometimes.
But make sure like it's brand name or something notorious.
Well, my Winadors aren't brand name. They're like Adu, I think is what they were called.
Yeah, but Adu, aren't they like up there? Because it's New Air and Adu. That's it.
Oh, really?
I think so.
I think there's a new one. Nodal?
It's all from the same Chinese company.
It is. It's the exact same humidor. You can even, I think on Alibaba, you can even buy them unbranded. Yeah.
You know, that's what a guy does?
Oh, yeah.
That's how he made millions, because he'll buy them unbranded from Alibaba, throw his label on them, and then he'll sell them for like 5 times the price.
I believe it.
Because he buys shipping containers of them.
I believe it. I absolutely believe it.
Fucking crazy.
I don't know. We got anything else?
I think we touched on basically everything.
I think we touched on just about everything for our new folks going out there and smoking cigars. I think this is going to officially be the shortest episode we have. Hour 18.
Huh.
Yeah.
No, because we had one that was like 45 minutes.
We had one in a 45-minute episode? Yeah. Oh, shit. 10 episodes in. I already forgot what our episodes are. I think that's just about it, though. I think that's just...
we touched on
touched about a lot of this stuff to look for when you're going to start smoking cigars and what to do, what not to do, how to do certain things, how not to do certain things. So as always, we always say this at the end of every single episode, but we are incredibly, incredibly grateful for everybody who listens and follows. Mm-hmm. If you haven't found us on TikTok, you want to do a giveaway?
Yeah, we can.
Let's do a giveaway.
How many?
We're going to do a giveaway if we reach 100 subscribers on YouTube. I think we're going to give away 5 cigars.
Yep.
And if we get 1,000 subscribers on TikTok, we'll release a video celebrating the 1,000. And if we do that, I think we'll give them 10 cigars.
But they're not going to be like, we're not giving you Rocky Patels or Romeo and Juliet.
No. You'll probably get some Davidoffs. You'll probably get some Opus in there. I have some the Tatuaje PCA.
Maybe you'll part with the rare pink.
I've got some rare pink. I've got a lot of goodies that I'm willing to give away. So, like, comment, subscribe. Once we get 100 subscribers, we're going to give away 5 cigars on YouTube. And then once we hit 1,000 followers on,
hey, but you have to verify your age. Like, we're not just going to send
No. We are going to make sure that we get, what we'll do is we will set up like a Zoom chat or something.
We're going to do a soft pull on your credit. All right.
Yeah. No, what we're going to do is we'll do like a Zoom call. You'll have to show us a photo ID. So that way we can make sure that you are who you are and we can make sure that you're over the age. Yeah, exactly. So once we get 100 followers, or 100 subscribers on YouTube, we will give away 5 cigars. And then once we get 1,000, followers on TikTok, we're going to give away 10 cigars. 10 cigars. And we're talking, they're going to be good. They're going to be Davidoff. They're going to be Opus. They're going to be, limited edition Tatuajes.
Maybe we'll even,
some room 101s too that I might have.
Maybe we'll do if you're a beginner, maybe we'll make like a beginner pack that we recommend.
Make some kind of sampler, that you can get from us. We can do that kind of stuff too. So please like, comment, subscribe, comment down below, right? Show your support. And as always, tell us what you're interested in. Tell us what you want to talk about. I think we're going to have, a couple of Bible episodes coming up where we're deep diving into the Bible. There's a couple of books that we need to
But
purchase.
it's not
that
like
gonna
we're doing Bible study. We're doing like
Yeah, no,
crazy,
we're not gonna
like,
sit here and preach to you.
Jesus had brothers and sisters and they
Yeah.
turned their back on him. Well, what if Jesus was an alien?
Oh, here we go. Before we get into the rabbit hole, I'm gonna have to cut him off. Yeah, because he's ready. He's ready. So we're gonna have a bunch of episodes on that. But if there's something that you are interested in, you want to talk about, and you are very, very
Before we end it,
on
though,
here, yeah.
we forgot it last time.
Oh God.
What do you think of your cigar?
Oh my God, we did forget that last time.
Forgot it the last 2 times.
Death Bucket 2, I absolutely love it. I think it's a great cigar. I absolutely love Matt Booth, and I love the stuff he makes. And so I'm gonna give this a solid like 8.5, 9, because it's good. I'm smoked it down. I'm down toward that like end of the beginning of the last third.
Yeah.
And it's, same flavor profile and everything. I love it. Great. You?
I'm gonna give this a 7.5.
Yeah, it's all right. It's an okay cigar.
It's not bad.
Don Carlos.
How much does it cost?
Shit, if I remember.
Because I'm like,
it's not cheap. I want to say it's like $30. Yeah, $30.
Would you say it's worth $30?
Yeah, it's more because it's rare.
Yeah, which is like crazy.
Which I'm a slut for when it's rare shit.
I'm like, I would pay a solid like $10 for
$10,
this.
$15.
Yeah, but Matt gifted this to me, so thank you,
Yeah,
Matt.
you're welcome. Of course. Yeah. So, yeah, we need to get better at that, talking about the cigars afterward. Then smoking them. We're thinking about doing some kind of segments or something where we kind of, as we go along, we're breaking it up. So everything's not about cigars.
Well, yeah.
Although this was a cigar podcast.
Yeah.
Or a cigar episode.
Hey, maybe next podcast we'll do a new segment where we talk about all the banks that are collapsing.
Yeah, we need to talk about some of that stuff. Some of the stuff going on with Tucker Carlson right now, and how Fox News is now saying like he's a closeted racist. And oh yeah, dude,
isn't Fox News closeted racist?
Well, they just fired Tucker. I don't know if you know that or not.
Yeah, I saw that.
They fired Tucker, so maybe we'll do a deep dive into that too, because that's pretty interesting.
Well, when they had him on a podcast, he seemed like such a nice guy.
Yeah, dude, listen.
We're not saying he's a nice guy for his politics. I'm saying as a person, human being, he seemed like a nice guy.
Who knows, man? We'll do a deep dive into that. Maybe talk about that a little bit more, touch base on that. But other than that, please like, comment, subscribe. Let's make sure we don't forget Sean this time when we sign off. So Sean, make sure you tell our good folks how much you love them and how much you hope that we see them next time. But that was another episode of Two Guys Rambling, episode 10. Keep a lookout for 11. We drop our podcast every Thursday, just about every Thursday at 7 a.m. So that way they're ready for you on your commute to work, or when you're going to work, whatever it is that you're doing that day. But we're happy that you spent the time with us you did today. So as for that, please like, comment, subscribe. But I appreciate having you here, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you, guys.
Good night.
Bye.